Hey guys, and welcome to this video. So this video is a little bit different to the other things that I share online, and that's because this was actually recorded live from a mastermind in Curacao. I never figured out whilst I was there how to actually pronounce it, but there was a mastermind in the Caribbean, and it was an amazing week of learning and networking and really kind of strengthening existing relationships. And during that week, I gave a presentation, and it was quite a long one. It was well over an hour. So what I've done is I've broken it down into little sections, of which this video that you're about to watch is one of them. So apologies, the audio isn't as crisp and clear as I would like it to be, but it's still very listenable, yeah, I really hope you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you do get some value, and obviously share it to anybody who you also think might benefit. So without further ado, please enjoy this video.
Have you seen that movie Limitless? Bradley Cooper. Yeah. I feel like that's based on this truth. Someone took something like modafinil, and kind of made a movie. Nootropics is like brain supplementation, specifically for your brain to make your brain work better, right? You can feel it when you've taken nootropics, like I have today. It makes you feel completely natural. But what you find is you say like words like less often. The information that you're looking for is just readily available. You're more focused, things like that. You look back on your day at the end of a very, if you're going to the higher dosages, which I'm going to show in a minute, you look back on your day and you go, damn, did a unicorn. I've never done a unicorn, by the way. I've come close. When you complete the to-do list. That's why I'm calling it. Feel free to spread the word, copyright Martin. Yeah, it feels completely natural. And then when you switch back, you don't feel natural, but it's not because you're weaker than what you were before. It's because you became pretty accustomed to what just felt right. And so when you drop back to your normal, you feel a little bit like less sharp because you know what you can be. So nootropics, different nootropics and stacks have different effects, and each effect will affect different people in different ways. A stack is when you take like multiple different things at once, and the combination of them has a different effect. So I personally take Brain Octane, which is C8, which is like a 12x coconut oil, 12 times the strength. It's called C8, but Brain Octane is Dave Asprey's brand name. Anaracetam, I took that this morning. Alpha GHC, which that's one of the ones where just look up for you and test it out, because it's something 2/3 of the people, when you take anaracetam or when you take adrafinil, 2/3 of the people, I think it's called lipids or something, you produce too many, and the other third produce too few. If you're in the too few, you take alpha GHC. If you're in the too many, you take additional anaracetam. I'm about to give you a link which will tell you how to test this. I think it's GPC, yeah. Sorry.
You can find it in eggs. So if you happen to take these, basically you need alpha GPC because when you take anaracetam and adrafinil, it actually uses up a lot of fuel. So alpha GPC produces more of that fuel for them to consume, so you don't get the fog and the calm down.
And the clenching of the jaws.
Yes.
So. Adrafinil is like modafinil, but it's you can actually just buy it over the counter. So I've taken both. Adrafinil, I would say, is slightly less strong, but still you take it in the morning and don't really expect to sleep. I had a really cool day last week where I actually, so I wasn't using alarms. I hadn't been using alarms for a week, and my body just decided to wake up at 4 a.m. I didn't feel tired or anything. And after a little while of kind of fighting it, I just thought, well, my body's telling me to get up. Today's going to be awesome. Like, I'm just getting 8 hours on my competitors, right? And so I got into my office, busted out some adrafinil, and like, it's such a productive day. And I covered off so much. It's good to plan, because when you're on adrafinil, when you're on it, it's like heroin. It's not. It's like it's a bit of it. When you're on this, it's very easy to kind of get into a task, and it gives you intense focus. If your task is like counting Rice Krispies in your bowl, you'll get really kind of into your task, right? And you'll create a filing system and a counting mechanism and stuff. So it's good to have structure. So like start these days with like a to-do list, like a good to-do list broken down by like different projects, and then work through like hour batches of each project, and that gives you the sort of structure you need for it.
So do these ever like make you feel like cracked out though? You know, like Adderall and then like modafinil, just kind of like you don't come down. So like I hate the feeling of like you've done your work for the day and then you can't sleep now.
So the dose, it depends on the dosage you take. And in the link that's I think coming up, it shows you what sort of dose to take. It's a good idea to take it early on because you want to kind of sleep. But what I do is I agree with my girlfriend. Like in the week, I have a couple of work late days. We agree up in advance. Like there's 2 work late days. There's a date night. And then there's a sort of work, sort of medium late, and I'm allowed to check my phone whilst we're watching TV or something. And then the date night's like, you touch your phone, there are balls on. So we have this agreement with the sort of consequences there. And so on the work late nights, that might be the nights where I'll take a Drafinil, take aniracetam every day. I'm not sure that affects your sleep. I don't think it affects your sleep, but it's in addition to giving you focus, and these are all different kind of focus that these give you, it makes you feel happy. There's the whole racetam family. There's oxyracetam, paracetam.
You take all these at the same time?
Bulletproof coffee every day. That's got brain octane in it. Aniracetam I put in with my 10 supplements. Alpha GHC typically only comes when I'm taking these, which will be once a week tops, because that is kind of that's your limitless drug.
Okay.
And that's your modality.
Oh, so you're not taking that daily?
I'm not taking that daily. Some people do. Silicon Valley are like renowned for this daily. I like sleep, and I don't want to like burn the candle at both ends too often. Yeah. I think. And then this one, even if you don't like coffee, who's heard of this? 4-sigmatic coffee. Yeah, Tim Ferriss got behind it. Yeah, it's got 2 different types of mushroom, which are like nootropics and superfoods, chaga and lions, I think they are, and it's blended with coffee. This, depending on how much coffee you have, will light you up in the same way that the Drafinil will. So don't take it. Don't drink it after midday, but you can just buy it online.
I really like it because one time I found it in the supermarket and I was like, this is it. And I run home and I make it. And for the next 12 hours, I'm pumping out content like crazy. And then the next week I go back and the little pop-up store disappeared and I had thrown out the wrapper. Damn it.
Yeah, just Google it, 4-sigmatic mushroom coffee.
Yep.
So you don't feel it's like overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Like when you drink too much coffee, like fucking hair standing.
It's not that kind of
thing. It's a different simulation. It's focus. It's you're in the zone already without trying to be.
Get like maybe on edge.
Your ability to quiet thoughts just become clear. And you just focus on just one thing. And that is the only side effect.
What it does is if it has any kind of side effect, it dampens your personality a little bit. Not in that sort of way, but what you might find is if you were a sort of creative fiction writer, you might find that your writing's a little bit more bland than normal. But I don't really see a downside to it. Despite that, I don't see that really affecting it. And I've churned out chapters in my book and things like that. And, it reads just as boring as if I wasn't on it. So, during this time, stay hydrated and be aware, but also take advantage of not wanting to sleep. So those ones, it's the coffee and the Drafinil that will potentially affect your sleep. Take them earlier on and use it to your advantage. Like I said, like do a work late day and go like, I'm gonna smash out an 18-hour day today, which is 2, maybe 3 times the working day of the other people that you're competing against. But not.
What time do you usually go to sleep if you knock out a day like that?
So that 4 a.m. day, I work through till 2 a.m. the next day.
Wait, you wake up at 4 a.m. and work till 2 a.m.?
I got so much done.
2 hours.
And you slept like 18 the next day.
So the next day, funny enough with that, I don't feel a come down. So the next day you're still pretty focused as well. It's got like a half-life to it. So the next day you feel quite focused. Your sleep isn't as deep as what it might be. The following day your sleep is pretty solid, pretty good. But then again with your sleep, you can then take the ZMA and the Hypozine A and the things I mentioned earlier on. and that helps as well, and melatonin and stuff.
And you do microdosing as well, so you obviously can't do this 5 days a week. It's 2 days a week, and then you're clean for another 5 days or 7 days.
And racetams daily. The adrenals once a week. It tops. Brain octanes daily. That works for me. But like, just be aware of yourself. Listen to your body, and
back in surgery, I used to have day jobs. I used to experiment with this. First of all, what's that? What's the one promoted by Joe Rogan? What's that called? I can't remember. Anyway, it's like $120. I was like, I'm not paying for this. So I went out and I found the exact formula and I started making my own. I started mixing and blending things. And we were taking this every day. And I remember the real benefits of this was meditating. I don't think we were fully actually doing counting that work and stuff. But when we were meditating, we were able to do like 10 to 15 minutes of just solid breathing. There was no disruption in the thought. Thoughts were a lot more clear and concise.
Yeah. It's whatever you put your mind to, you end up doing it better. So if you put your mind to counting Rice Krispies, you'll be awesome.
But if you don't hydrate and you don't have enough choline, you do get headaches. You just notice that and you just start chugging water.
Or you get, or you clench a bit. The thing what you said about coffee as well, like the jitters, the focus and stuff, that's a sign that it's bad quality coffee. Good quality coffee, and if you do research into bulletproof coffee, you'll realise this. Good quality coffee doesn't give you that. It gives you the high. It doesn't give you the shakes. It doesn't it's not followed by a crash. And the reason that you're getting the crash is because the coffee has come from mixed sources, and the bean has been allowed to have toxins grow on it. And you living in America, you have the worst coffee in the world. I don't mean in terms of taste. I mean in terms of standards. Right? Europe and Asia won't allow certain coffees that have over a certain percentage of toxin on them, toxic mold on them. America will. So you get it all. So your coffee's shit.
Have you tried shit coffee? Try the shit coffee.
It tastes good. It tastes good, but it gives you jitters. And what you want to be looking at really is as a local supplier of organic coffee. Single source is best because you're hedging your bets that it's only one place that's done it right as opposed to multiple places, and if one's done it wrong and has mold on it, that will mess you up. Mold's a kryptonite, and that is the same mold that you might get in your bathroom ceiling, and things like that. It's that same mold when you're drinking it. So that's why you're getting that. So if you're getting out with your coffee, switch sources.
I just thought it was just so potent that you're just like so cracked out that you're
It's not. So look into your coffee. I cover that with the organic, but to be clear, with coffee.
You didn't know about that the mold stuff. We always like to buy imported stuff from Dominican or Hawaiian coffee only. Thought it was just a taste, but you never get that jittery feeling. The store-bought coffee for sure. You feel that right out.
You're right.
Like shaking. Yeah.
So I use a service. It's not, but you might have the equivalent. It's called Roast and Post, and these guys really know their coffee, and they know exactly where it's come from and how it's been procured, picked, prepared, and sent. And as a result, they can quite confidently say that it's very, very low toxin, low mold, and it's the coffee that you want. So I switch between Sumatra Takangon and Costa Rica, I think is my other one, is the two locations, and that's purely for flavour, but both of them are organic, both of them are single origin, neither of them have toxins. As a result, I get like a nice clean high. I get that focus from the coffee without the crash, without the shakiness, without the irritation. Also, exogenous ketones. If any of you play sports, this is a fucking killer. I just had the best season of my life at cricket, and it's because of this. I was in ketosis on the Saturday. It normally takes a few days to get into ketosis, but if you take exogenous ketones like Keto Sports, Ketocana, so if you start the day with, say, a bulletproof coffee, you don't eat anything, and you have some exogenous ketones, you can actually get into a mild state of ketosis in a few hours with the exogenous ketones. Your brain works better, so your performance is better. So for me, in my case, I had a better season of sports. Cricket's very heavily stats orientated, a bit like baseball. So you can know categorically when you've had a good season versus a bad season. I had a good season, and I credit that for it. Anyone here play with ketones or ketosis?
I do. We both do.
Exogenous ketones. When you cheat, you can have like a small amount of carbs follow it up with exogenous ketones, and you'll get right back into your ketosis state. And you can test it with urine sticks, so you hit on sticks it shows you. Tim Ferriss did a good video on that. So more reading on these supplements. I think that's supposed to say nootropics. I write both of them down.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it's supposed to say nootropics. So yeah, if that thing doesn't work out, sure. I had to pay for 150 megabytes of internet on that plan. It's like $15 for 150 megabytes. So it's like, right, no email, no Facebook, no, like all the things which would just burn through that. So body work. So I was talking